Yeah, I watched the trailer for this thing with my wife. I figured, I heard it was a comedy, so maybe she'll like it. And it starts, and her face, her face watching this trailer, she was like, "There's no way I'm watching this." And meanwhile, my face was similar, but it was, "Oh, I've got to see this." This is some wild fever dream David Lynch nightmare beauty. I mean, trippy as hell. Now, most reviewers, when they talk about this movie, they just give you the basics, like what it is. You're seeing a bunch of TV commercials, the stories play through there, and they stop there. I think people are missing the point. There are main characters. There is a plot. It all develops, and the medium of these commercials morphs and changes as it goes. And the way it morphs really reminded me of Elon Musk. That probably sounds strange, but okay, here's the thing. SpaceX is just IPOing right now. Basically, SpaceX is trying to get itself listed on the stock market. And when they do that, they've got to publish all their financials. So everyone took a look at the financials for SpaceX, and they're stupid. They're just dumb. This company they're just losing money. They're losing so much money constantly. So, all right, piece of crap company that's losing money and says in their documentation it's going to lose money for decades. What does this have to do with this damn movie I'm talking about? Because they fast-tracked SpaceX's listing on the NASDAQ. What that means is automatically retirement funds all over the world, investment funds all over the world, automatically will be buying into this dog nonsense of a stock. Just money just going down the drains. Everyone, whether they chose it or not, is being drawn into this sock, which is the heart of this movie. Okay, I'm risking being a pretentious prick here, so let me get it down to the basics. My name is CJ. I am your movie god for the Found Footage broadcast, and if you've subscribed, you are already a member of the cult of the movie god. So welcome, my fellow Found Footage fanatics. Hit the button below, you know the one. Roll the intro, here we go. Today, we're going to the madness of Buffet Infinity. Buffet Infinity. All right. Buffet Infinity 2025 is a singular movie. There is nothing like it. And yeah, it's told through the medium of TV broadcast, TV commercials, and all kind of clipped together. But they do have the main characters. There is a main story. We're going to break down not just what happens, but the experience of having watched it. And I'm going to do all that without actually spoiling it for you. I'm going to give you enough to like get you in. And then we'll leave it as is, because the ending is a trip, and I don't want to ruin it for you. But before we get into that, let me just read the quick IMDb description, the official description. Echoing the Canadian comedy classic SCTV, cross-cutting between original, low-budget TV ads to tell the sinister tale of two restaurants battling it out in the fictional town of Westridge County. So, you start watching these commercials, and they're all like these low-quality, dumb commercials you might see on local TV in any city. There's the personal injury lawyer that talks awkwardly and stiffly into the camera and says, "No, you gotta pay and double it." It's like hilarious. And you've got the sandwich shop owner who talks about her special sauce. And you've got the insurance lady who says, "Well, I don't have time to worry about these things. Luckily, I'm covered." You've got the depression ad man who's always in black and white. And, "Oh, you ever feeling down?" But they never actually talk about the drug. Well, we'll get into that. Intermixed in there, just briefly, after a little while, you start seeing tiny little clips from some kind of local cult. But are they even the bad guys? And then, I almost forgot the pawn shop, who's actually my favorite. They're just like these chill guys hanging around a pawn shop saying, "Hey, buy this used watch. Don't worry about where it comes from." And so it's all very funny. You see these crappy commercials and occasionally tiny little brief clips from the news, like local news. telling you about the sinkhole that's out in the parking lot of that one plaza. It's weird, right? But about that plaza, there was one advertiser I didn't mention. This restaurant called Buffet Infinity. And it starts off really crappy. In fact, if you listen to that first ad,
We'll be asking for seconds, thirds, and right next to the pet and play, Brooks Electronics.
You are gonna love all the food.
Parking around
and then gradually over the course of the movie, the ads for Buffet Infinity start promising more and more. They start promising more and more menu options. They start promising lower and lower prices. And the production quality gets bigger and bigger. But right from the very beginning, they push you to park at the front of the building. Plenty of parking at the front of the building where the sinkhole is. Park in the front. Don't worry. I'm sure it doesn't mean a damn thing. As we start seeing more and more iterations of each ad, oh, Jesus. I forgot one main character, the used auto salesman. I mean, you got to have them, right? Dresses up like a superhero and combats the guy who's trying to overcharge you. Okay. So we get these guys. These are our characters. And as we sort of cycle through them, we see their ads slowly evolve as Buffet Infinity evolves. Buffet Infinity starts directly addressing things said in the sandwich shop lady's ads, as if to compete directly with her. Because she's kind of close, physically, their restaurants are kind of close, so it really wants to put her out of business. And so they start directly competing with her and gradually start actually commenting on things she says in her ads. It becomes this fierce thing between the two restaurants. You will hear reviewers tell you that that's the plot. It's not the plot. It's a side plot. It's a warm-up. Because that little tangent gets resolved quick. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to ruin that. But it's not the main plot. The main plot is that every single ad starts reflecting this strange phenomena that starts hitting the town. Everyone starts mentioning that there's this weird hum, this buzzing in the air. And you get these little analog clips from the cult saying, if you hear it, it knows you. You've been selected. That's a bad thing. So all these ads start sort of mentioning by the by this buzzing sound in the air. And it just says, hey, most of them say, don't worry about that buzzing sound. It can't hurt you. Come on down to our shop. Come on down. You should come here right now. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that their coercive, constant begging for you to come on down doesn't mean a damn thing. But there's this interesting transformation. So everything is lighthearted and funny at first, but then it's almost like the people in the ads get trapped in their ad. They become real instead of the characters they're trying to portray. So you get that Too Many Cooks vibe where people are sort of like, what if this ad, but real? And they start feeling a little uneasy and a little weird. But some of them don't feel any unease at all. Some of them seem to know exactly what's going on and embrace it. I especially like the insurance lady who has a whole series of terrible, terrible things happen to her. And her smile never breaks. I'm not worried because I'm covered by Mr. Insurance. I can't remember his name. That buzzing sound is just the beginning. Buffet Infinity keeps expanding and expanding physically. They say, hey, we've taken over this part of the plaza. Hey, we've taken over this part of the plaza. And their menus get bigger and bigger and their sandwiches get bigger and bigger to the point where it's absurd. It's insane. And there's also this thing where people around town start going missing. And that's integrated into the ads. Don't worry about people going missing. I'm sure you're going to be fine. Come on down. And then gradually people stop advertising their service entirely. They slowly transition from advertising their product into saying, people around City Hall are telling you to stay in your homes, but that's only because they're against small business. We're the Association for Small Business, and we stand for freedom. Come on down to our shops and show that you're not afraid of the fat cats who want to keep you down. All this tribalism, all this propaganda. And they just abandon entirely trying to sell anything and instead make it an us versus them argument, which reminds me of a lot of things in modern society that I'm not going to get into. I hereby swear I am not going to do politics on this channel. I am not going to do politics on this channel. It makes me so sad whenever I have to talk about that stuff. It's why I haven't covered Punishment Park. We're not going to do it. This isn't overtly a political movie, though, by the way, but this idea of let's forget the merits of the product. Instead, let's talk about what side you're on. It's there. It's built into the thing. But this movie has the wherewithal to know that the only way to make that feel good is to make it a cosmic horror, to make it something from outside of space and time that's infecting the world and making people disappear. That's better. That's better than the shit we're in right now. So it works. It all comes together. Now, here's the thing about this. I don't get large chunks of this movie. I was to say I get most of it, but everything that happens where that guy in the black and white depression ad commercials go, he has a ghastly journey, and I don't get it. It's probably a very obvious metaphor for something, but in the same tradition of David Lynch movies, love what I'm watching, don't understand half of it, is what it is. And then the ending is lighthearted and jovial, and that is the horror of it. You know how Midsommar ends and she smiles, that manic smile, and you're supposed to feel terrible for her? I personally thought Insanity was a wonderful end for her, but anyway, that's a whole other side. But most people in general think her being happy is a terrible thing. You see a whole bunch of smiles at the end of this movie, and that's the horror credits. So I'll leave it at that. There is a ton I am not mentioning, a lot of supernatural stuff that happens. Tons of cool supernatural hijinks and spooks. I have not spoiled any of it. I'm just going to let you come across it as you go, because I'm telling you right now, Buffet Infinity is one of those ones that if you're a film fan, forget found footage fan. I mean, yeah, found footage fans should see this, but if you're a cinephile, I had a hard time saying that word, cinephile. If you're a cinephile, if you love film, Buffet Infinity, man, it's something that we haven't seen in ages. Something new. How long's it been, guys? Jeez. And I'm sure someone will refer to some obscure thing that did it first, but no. This is unique. I think it's time to ask the main question, the big question, the only question that matters. Should you watch it? So I guess I've already sort of said, if you're a cinephile, you have to see it because it's something unique. If you're a found footage fan, this is 50-50 because, boy, this is not people running around with cameras in the woods. This is not that. This is something very, very different. So I guess it's how open-minded are you? Have you watched a David Lynch movie, not understood it, and still loved it? Did you love Twin Peaks? Did you love Mulholland Drive? Man, what a triumph. So if these were things you love, see this. See Buffet Infinity. It's beautiful. Also, if you're a fan of local broadcast commercials, or if you watched SCTV growing up like I did, this is gonna tug at the old nostalgic heartstrings. It's great in that way. If you need everything to make sense, if you need a coherent plot, if you need to understand and you hate the sense of feeling a little lost in a plot, this is gonna frustrate you. And legit, it's probably about 15 minutes too long. I remember about near the end of the second act, I was sort of like, okay, can we just, there's a little bit of that. Not a lot, though. In general, it continues on. But if you're the impatient type, this might not work for you. This does require patience. It doesn't, however, require really good attention span, because it flips around enough that it's good for us who have attention span problems. So in the end, what it boils down to is this. If you want something weird and different and you're in a crowd that's open-minded to that kind of thing, it's time to see Buffet Infinity. If you just want to see a monster running around or a clown with a knife, this isn't that. That about covers it. I'm going to try to, I mixed up my dates. I thought I was supposed to do Backrooms right today, but it's actually in a week. And I'm going to try to fit one more video in between now and then. I'm trying to keep this pace up, guys. And the only reason I'm able to do this at all is because of your support. I mean, I don't get any money from it because I'm at like under 800 subscribers, well under 800 subscribers. But your emotional support means everything to me. When you leave a comment, when you upvote the video, it lets me know that these are worth making. So I super appreciate it, and thank you for being there. My fellow found footage fanatics, I'll see you next time. Not too effing bad.